Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin. I garden in Northwest Connecticut, Zone 6. So on this freezing cold day, I thought what I might talk about today is what are some new plants that I'm going to try this year, specifically mostly annuals. I think I have maybe one perennial. So let's get into it and see which ones I'm looking at. I think all of these are actually proven winners varieties that I'm going to try this year. So let's walk through them and let's see what we've got. Please take a minute, subscribe, hit that like button if you like the content. It does help to be able to continue to produce content. So let's get with it. So my first choice is going to be Calbercoa, SUPERBELLS, PRISM Pink Lemonade. Gets like 12 inches tall, 2 feet wide. If you're familiar with SUPERBELLS, they don't like to be very wet. So they're great in a place by themselves, a container by themselves with plants that, don't like too much moisture. They do well in the ground if you have good drainage. Part sun to sun. They're very easy to grow. This is a new one for 2023, and it's got some gorgeous coloring. It goes from pink to yellow, so you have a little bit of everything in it. I'm very excited to try this one. Another new plant for 2023 from Proven Winners is ASTILBE, Dark Side of the Moon, and this I'm actually really excited about. I have another one another very dark ASTILBE called Chocolate Shogun. And I love them versus just the green leaves and stuff. So this is zone 4 through 9, can take sun or shade. It gets about 2 feet by 2 feet approximately. It's a perennial. So this is one of the 2 perennials that I'm going to try for this year. And it shoots up, some purple spikes, which is really nice, but that really dark black foliage, which is really nice. Again, zones 4 through 9, and it'll bloom mid to late summer and can take sun or shade. It will be great in either, as either a border plant or in a container. Great cut flowers with ASTILBEs. And they even dry nice, and they look really great in like a mass planting, and they're very long-lived perennials. So this is a great one if you don't have any ASTILBEs and you want to try one. Another new one I'm trying this year, but this is not a new one for 2023, is SUPERBENA Imperial Blue. So it's a verbena hybrid. Gets like a foot tall by 30 inches wide. And it is definitely an annual in my zone. So it's really a continuous bloom, and it does rebloom. Very disease resistant, long blooming, good fall interest, nice heat tolerant. You don't have to deadhead it, which is really nice. It is hardy in zones 8 through 11, but again, I'm in zone 6, so that doesn't matter. It's a great border plant, container, ground cover, landscape, or mass planting, part sun to sun. So this is OSTEOSPERMUM. It's an African daisy. It's called Bright Lights Horizon Sunset, a foot high, 1.5 feet wide. This will be a beautiful container plant, but I'm going to put it in a border to check it out. So landscape, nice edging plant. It only gets 8 to 12 inches high, so I think it'll be really nice in the front of a border. Continuous bloomer, rebloomer, and those beautiful salmon orange, lavender, daisy type flowers. This is new for 2023, and it's got a really nice mounded habit that'll hold the flowers up really nice. So I think this will be really pretty. Doesn't require any deadheading, nice long blooming. If you're warmer than I am, it is hardy in zones 9A to 11B, and it'll bloom really till we have a hard frost. So very easy, part sun to sun. Next up, Lantana. This is Luscious Royal Lemon Tart, and this is new for 2023. They like full sun. It's going to get like 2 by 2. Very long blooming. It doesn't set any seed. It's a very tough, durable plant. and it'll be able to handle heat. Butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds are going to love this plant. Again, it's an annual for me, but it's hardy in zones 9A to 11B. Takes average soil, would be great in either a border, a container, or a landscape. So lantanas are really great because they're heat tolerant. And I'm looking forward to trying something with a little pop of color. From the Proven Winners Graceful Grasses collection, this is going to be OGON. And I love grasses. If you know me, I love grasses. So this can take part sun to sun. It's about 14 inches tall, 12 inches wide, and with that kind of like buttery yellow sword-like fern blade-like leaves. It's going to be a really nice contrast, and it does like moisture, which is good for my garden. This is an award-winning plant, nice foliage and interest, good fall color. Deadheading is really not necessary, which is great. You could put it in a very wet location. It's hardy in zones 5A to 11B. I think I said I only had 2 perennials, so this is a perennial. Sorry. Would be good, though, in a container and just used in your landscape also. And most people are going to grow this for foliage, not for plants, but it would be good in a container if you wanted also. This, I wanted to actually show it to you in a container. This is from the Graceful Grasses collection also. So from the Tut series of Baby Tut and Prince Tut and King Tut or whatever. So now we have Queen Tut. So this one is 2 feet tall and 18 inches wide, part sun to sun. I had very good luck with Prince Tut last year. I want to try out Queen Tut. Like I said, I'm going to use it in a container. So really pretty foliage interest, that really pretty branching. It could be used in a water situation as a water plant. It is an annual. Again, for me, it's an annual. That really pretty bright green, I think, is going to be really nice. Be a great thriller piece for a container. But you could put it in your landscape also. But so it's basically sort of a papyrus, but it's not going to be able to survive a winter, that has really freezing temperatures. So I'm looking forward to seeing this in a container, maybe with some caladiums. Next up is a Veronica Magic Show Ever After. Now I have some of the magic shows, but I love this lavender color, zones 4 through 8. Oh, I screwed up again. This is another perennial, sorry. So it has really beautiful flower spikes. And in your garden, you do want a variety of different shapes, whether it's, the grasses, the spike flowers, like Liatris, or the Veronicas. You want flat top things like the daisies and the mums. So you want to have a different selection so the pollinators can choose what works for them. So this is really going to be a really great all season plant. Medium height, like 16 inches high by 16 to 20 inches wide, with this really lovely upright flower spike, zones 4 through 8B, part sun to sun, very easy to maintain, can take any kind of soil pH, and again, could be used. I would use it in the front of a border because it's relatively low, but it'd be a great cut flower. The ones I have the white and the dark purple ones that came out previously, but this is a new color. Really would look really pretty in mass, that's for sure. So that's Magic Show Ever After, and that's a Speedwell. Here's another one that's completely new to me. I've never grown wire vine before, this creeping wire vine. And this is definitely going to be an annual for me. I'm going to put it in a container. Muhlenbeckia complexa gets like 6 inches high, 2 inches wide. So it's, relatively short. It's definitely grown for its foliage. It is hardy in zones 8A to 10B. Likes part sun to sun, very easy to take care of, and it'd be great in a hanging container as their spiller, or in a regular container as the trailing one. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I've heard a lot about it. I just love sweet potato vines. I usually put them in most of my containers. I don't usually put them in the landscape because I really like them in containers, but this is one called Bewitched After Midnight. Look at the gorgeous leaf. It's sort of like that purple black, but it's so textured. I just love this. 16 inches tall, like 30 inches wide. It's definitely an annual, definitely grown for its foliage, very heat tolerant, no need to deadhead it, but that really black purple, oh, I just love it. Kind of that mounded trailing habit. Average kind of water, and like I said, very easy to maintain, part sun to sun, very average soil, but you could put it in your border, you could put it in a container, you could use it as a ground cover, you know, whatever works for you, because this plant will work anywhere. I love this color. I can't wait to try it. So I'm trying to add a few more things in because I'm getting a little bit more shade. So if you follow me, you know I'm just got some hellebores and I'm going to try and add more of those this year. So this is a pulmonaria that I want to try called Pinkablu, a lungwort, 18 inches tall by 2 feet wide, zones 3 through 9. So I screwed up again. This is another perennial for me. Grown for foliage interest. The bees and the hummingbirds are going to love it. Supposedly it resists deer and rabbits. I have a huge issue with rabbits, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Part shade to shade, like I said, zones 3A to 9B. Likes it moist, but it needs good drainage, and I think I have that, I hope. Be great border plant, you know, or a mass planting. Could do a container with it also, but it'd make a nice cut flower. I'm not sure who could resist this. This is a coneflower, new coneflower, another perennial called One in a Melon, Echinacea, in the color-coded series. Gets like 2 feet tall, a little less than 2 feet wide. This like cantaloupe melon color is just so unusual, so pretty. Really pretty horizontal petals that overlap. So the birds are going to love this, of course, and so are the butterflies and the bees. It resists deer. Coneflowers are great. I don't cut mine down unless I actually have to. For some reason, you know, they just fall down. But they're great to leave up all winter. It'll bloom mid to late summer. They're very easy. All coneflowers are very easy. They're like part sun to sun. They'll take any kind of soil. They're great in the border, in a container. As a cut flower, they're great at cut flowers. They dry really nice, and they're great in mass plantings. They do like well-drained soil, but they will tolerate some shade. So that's the end of my I think I'm going to try for this 2023 season, and I'll bring you along and show you where I put them and how they're doing.